Polling has now closed on the Conservative leadership election. So we will know on Monday who is going to be replacing Boris Johnson as Prime Minister. I'm hoping that I will be involved in some sort of television program at that stage, so I may not be automatically updating my YouTube, but I will be, of course, paying great attention to what's going on, and I will give you as much feedback as I possibly can from wherever I am. And at the moment, what do we know? Well, we know that Liz Truss is remaining determined to cut taxes, and Rishi Sunak is determined to bring inflation under control. But neither of them have really said much about the cost of living crisis or about the spiralling oil price and the fears which many people have got. It has, in fact, turned out to be one of the most self-indulgent political exercises probably in our history. So while they have been busy playing tag with one another, we, the population, have been looking on with anxiety, not only at what the government is doing or not doing, but also at the rise in our bills and the anticipated further rises in our bills. We have been sitting in anxiety. Now, if Liz Truss and Rishi Sunak and the powers in the 1922 committee that set this in stone, that devised this, quote, competition, if these people genuinely think that in the last 6 weeks they have contributed to the Conservative positive image, they must be living in some fantasy world, and welcome indeed to a trip to the briny blue or whatever happens in bedknobs and broomsticks. This is the stuff of very strange magic. I think if we enter the real world, we will recognize, and historians will recognize, that in this last period of 6 weeks, the Conservative Party nailed about 40 nails into their own coffin, and that this is possibly going to be a period in opposition, which they will face, from which there'll be no easy recovery. The Conservative Party has looked self-indulgent, introspective, and self-obsessed for too long, bringing with it Brexit, which has delivered no benefits that anybody can talk about, bringing with it a pugilistic, bellicose attitude, drumming a sort of war drum towards Mr. Putin, which does nobody any benefits. Of course we want to support Ukraine. Of course we want to be the first to support Ukraine, and we were, but that doesn't mean playing chicken with Lavrov, particularly if we have nothing in fact to offer and nothing in fact to gain. We have been monumentally stupid, but who has been monumentally stupid? Well, Liz Truss. Liz Truss has led this period of intense stupidity, and this is why I have been so focused on Liz Truss as a very, very poor candidate. I would be delighted should Rishi Sunak win. I would be disappointed and extremely fearful should Liz Truss win. I would also caution everyone to deal with the cards that we are dealt, to play the cards that we are dealt. So should Liz Truss win, then we need to make the best of it. And we need to hope that she is surrounded by advisors who will advise her, who will not feel silenced or intimidated by her hand flapping. And I hope that she would take their advice seriously, because if she doesn't, we're in a really dangerous place. And beyond that, I hope there will be a period of a sort of honeymoon period during which we can get things done to deal with the cost of living, to deal with the rise in oil prices, to deal with the serious threats that Russia is offering not only Ukraine but the rest of the world, to deal with repairing the damage done to our relationship with China, with the US, with France. All of that courtesy of mistrust. So Rishi would have a smoother ride, but Rishi also doesn't have the experience that Truss has. I don't think either of them have the greatest credentials for this job, but providing whoever wins listens, we may get through this for the next 2 years. But I think the spectacle that we have seen of infighting and of mistrust and of bloodletting in the ruling party has sealed the doom for the Conservatives in 2 years' time. I don't think it will be simply a defeat by Labour. I think it will be a ransacking. I'm sorry to say that. Labour, in the meantime, needs to get its act together, because at the moment it is not in a position to take power. It needs to really tighten up its focus. And this isn't about policies, this is about personalities and about leadership. There is one leader in the Labour Party. I'm not sure that he commands a very thorough cabinet. That needs to be sorted out.